Hello, my name is Bobby Perry. This is the second episode of BPerryFilms Podcast. Today I have a special guest, Sedrick Benton. We will be talking about music videos versus documentaries. We will be defining it and talking about some of the similarities and differences of both niches. Okay, so Sedrick, you can introduce yourself.
Hey, oh my God. First of all, thank you for having me on your podcast. I'm Sedrick, and I make music. I'm a recording artist and producer, violinist, and all of those nice things. Catch me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Lambardo, LAMBARDOUGH. And yeah, thank you for having me here. I know I said that earlier.
It's great to have you, and thank you for making the time to come on the channel.
No problem. So, let's get to it, right?
Yes. So we're gonna start out. I'll be speaking from a documentary filmmaker perspective, and he will be speaking through a music video perspective because he specializes in music videos since he does music. All right. So starting with you, define music videos.
All right, so music videos is definitely just another way to get a song out there, in my opinion. For me, I'll do a music video just to get a song out there and to tell the actual story. And so when it comes to the actual music video, it's a whole different realm. It's a whole different realm. It's a whole different team that I would, actually put together. That's different than my actual team that actually worked on the song. So that's just the the difference is, right off the bat for a music video. For me as a recording artist.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. Great job. From a documentary standpoint, we're more focused on the story, but usually everything that we do comes from factual truth. We do a lot of interviewing. Maybe we might have a smaller team, but there's a lot of storyboards that we go through. And we'll get into that point in a couple of minutes. All right. So some similarities. I'll be doing two and he will be doing two. So for my point that I wanted to address is storytelling and scripts. Usually with documentaries, we work with our client and get to know them on a personal level. We get the chance to get to know them on a personal level because we're telling their narrative, making sure that they feel comfortable with what's being said, making sure that we get the shots and angles that best represent, and we use actual things to tell a story, whether they're getting dressed, maybe they're going out to get coffee because they enjoy coffee in the morning. There might be some routines, maybe religion. They might read a Bible, get some Bible verses of that, doing everyday tasks. And usually there's a different type of audience who goes to documentaries. They are interested in long form content, and I'll just leave it at that. How about for music videos?
First of all, yeah, you hit it right on for documentaries. Definitely, so it's a whole different vibe for that. I have to be in a certain mood for a documentary, but for music videos, excuse me, and this thing just keeps going off. But I told you earlier, I just moved into this new spot, and this is actually my soon-to-be studio.
That's amazing. Go ahead.
I'm so excited. Music videos, bottom line, first thing first is style. And the style is so important because that's what catches the audience. And so when we think about music videos, iconic as Work, and this may be problematic, but Work by Rihanna, there was 2 music videos done for the song, and you get to see how they play with the style and with the story and with the vibe, and just what they was trying to, translate through the video form. And so if you haven't seen that, like, do yourself a favor, do that. And another one more is Rain on Me. Rain on Me by Lady Gaga. It's like so iconic as well. And it gives a whole like Mortal Kombat vibes, and it's very like warrior vibe. So and that's what the song is about. So you go and watch the video and you can instantly like tag it with this emotion that they're trying to translate, and that's all about the style. The second thing is relatability, and relatability is definitely like, the like all about what the arts is about. And so like some things may be facetious and all these not really true. However, there's some sort of relatability to the character that we're talking about. And so I'll just talk about my song Be You. I wrote the song. Be You is streaming on Spotify and Apple Music by me, Sedrick K, Benton. But yeah, I wrote the song like it was like an anthem for myself to say like, hey, don't worry about what people are saying about you or what these judgments are about you. Like, do you, be you, be confident in what you're doing, and it'll be fine, and you attract like-mindedness, and you have a great life. So I did that, and it was so personal, and of course style and all that stuff. And this is just song we're talking about. We're talking about song. And it, if I would have done the video, it would just be a party vibe, like something similar to Work. But already off the bat, I had people hitting me up. It's just like, oh my God, I had this one guy who's like, I listened to your song like 3 times every single day for like 2 months. So it's like, what?
That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. So those are my 2 points. Definitely it's style and it's relatability for music videos.
I believe every story, whether it's a music video or a documentary, it has to have a beginning, middle, and end. Usually there's a main character, or it could be an animation. Maybe it's an object sometimes that we're talking about. And how do we get the audience to be reeled in? And I think the neat thing about music videos is that you can keep cutting takes. But with documentaries, you have to really keep the audience engaged because they're usually longer. And people's attention spans is only about 20 seconds, I believe. So you have to mix up the shots a little bit of B-roll to make it sound interesting or look interesting. Definitely audio and visuals are very important in any type of film or documentary or podcast, definitely. How about you? Any other similarities that you want to bring up?
Per se, documentaries and music videos. The similarities, like you can always get a similarity when you get those music docu videos. You know what I'm talking about?
Visual albums, yes, definitely.
That too. I think you like yeah. So like I can't even pin the Did It on by Nicki Minaj. The music video. Yeah, that's a good one where she's just she's just showing you guys footage of her going around tour, making a name for herself. And it's not really a beginning, middle, and an end. It's very just like stagnant.
I would also say you have to have a strong team. Sometimes with documentaries, I would say it could be 1 to maybe about 5 or 6 people involved. I know for the documentary that I did of my grandmother for the film 1921, it was just me. I was the video editor. I was the video recorder. I was interviewing her. It was like a lot going on, and I'm like, I have so much footage, maybe 4.5 hours worth of footage that I have recorded, and I'm like, how am I possibly going to make this into an hour and a half film and keep her honesty involved? We talk about core values, her love for family, her love for giving back, her love for everything and just keeping positivity involved. And it's just powerful that she was willing to, I just went up to her one day and I was like, I would like to do a story on you. And she's like, sure, go ahead. I was like, let's set up a couple of days where I come to your house and I get to hear your narrative. I got to learn about her childhood, what she could remember, her coming up north from South Carolina. I got to learn about my grandfather. He passed away before I was born. So it was great to get little glimpses of memories that she had that she did remember. And I named it 1921 because she's 100. She passed away in April of this year, but we kept it at 1921 and then it put an end date because we want to keep her memory still going on. And I do believe that in a director role, you have to have a vision. Not only is it just your vision, it's your client. Get to know them, because you can have all the narrative in the world, but what's going to make it sound like this is coming from them? What emotions are they going to feel years after witnessing this? Is it going to have the same impact, kind of like Thriller? Like, we can watch that movie, not movie, but music video over and over, and it just has that iconic feel. But like the dancing, all that. Well, I can't dance like him, but it's just iconic. It felt like I was a part of it.
Those moves are iconic.
You look like for a music video.
The directing is so serious, it's so real, and like I just want to say hats off to you just doing this documentary, like just all full around, video editing, doing all that stuff, because like I am the same way. Like I feel you, and it's kind of like you would think that things would be so focused and so like niche and so perfect, because it's like you're the only one that's like doing everything. Lord, like me, like if you're just talking about myself, like the project would turn into 3 different things, and it's like so. But I am very thankful for my friend, because he actually really he's very motivated as well. Like by pretty much all of the I just throw out ideas, and he's more of like the implementer. He's like, oh my gosh, yeah, let's do that. So okay, go on Peerspace, not sponsored, but and find a spot and do that. He's kind of responsible for doing all this stuff, because the video part of it, because I'm super I would show you the studio stuff, the audio stuff, but I'm super focused on audio, but he comes in on the video side of it, and it's like a perfect yin and yang. And so, but also it was very hard for me to trust somebody with my project.
Yeah.
And so or even just with my project. And so I kind of had to learn kind of to let go. And actually it's really, and it's collaborating, and it actually helps a lot staying, true to the actual project. So when you talk about, keeping the honesty of, your grandmother, and, and actually directing still, having that role, it's work, and it's commended.
Yes, we gotta give accountability to ourselves and our team, because without our team, everything will look chaotic, and it's very clear that you're not that structured. Not you, but people in general. But I mean, as in, if not everyone's on the same page, eye to eye, and can see your vision, it's hard to gel the different personalities and different stories together. So sometimes, I believe someone asked me the other day, how do you manage putting a film together? And I took the advice that I learned from an internship that I did back when I was in high school. Storyboards. Definitely write down pen and paper, some bullet points, what you want to be highlighted, what are the subcategories, kind of like what I do for the podcast. And sometimes put images. It could be little stickies. It could be different frames of shots. It could be different motivational words, something that will help you remember what are the key elements. And I know for me, when I'm editing, I probably watch the same footage maybe about 5 or 6 times, like the whole thing. And I write on a piece of paper, or even in some of the apps like LumaFusion and Final Cut Pro, you can write little notes talking about cut this out, change this frame to this frame, just a little bit of dibbing and dabbing with different elements. Maybe change up the lighting a little bit, maybe change up the audio, maybe there could be music involved, make it feel interesting. Because if you don't like it, I know for me, I'm the hardest critic with myself. If I don't like it, I don't think anyone's gonna like it. And if I see an error, people might see that error or a little bit more. So yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, critics are gonna be critics.
Yes, you gotta have critics though, because it helps you improve, you know?
Right. That part. I have a very, very mixed opinion about critics. And I just don't like critics that talk and don't have merit. And I tend to attract a lot of critics that don't have merit. But no, I just wanted to say that part. Yeah, I had a question actually. I wanted to ask you, but like, so when like on set, have you actually been able to work with like other people, or you're getting to that level?
I am working on some projects, and I'll let you know when the time is coming near. But working with people can be very stressful and sometimes rewarding, because people have different perspectives and shoot things in a different way, and it can help evolve your work in some sort. But yeah, working with teams, I don't mind. Working independently, I don't mind. It just depends on the project. And like I said, with documentaries, you have to build a relationship with your client and understand what they want. It's not about what you want.
Okay, so good question. No, I think I'm over here asking you questions, but like, it's just like, but well, obviously we know what inspired 1921.
Talk about release forms. A lot of people don't talk about this. You need permission to record people. Don't think because this person's attractive and whatever, and you're talking about this hot girl, and you just go like, that one right there. She might see that music videos. She might not feel comfortable. So what gives you the right to record that person without their permission? And imagine being in their shoes. Would you want someone to be, would you want someone to record you without your permission? Maybe you're picking up your nose, picking out your wedgies, stuff like that. That's kind of bad examples, but you know, you don't want that out there.
Yeah. Someone took a picture of me and made me a meme.
Well, hopefully it was a good meme. Yeah, but I would flag that definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't gotten to that level, but I'm definitely gonna get there very soon, because there's I'm producing a reality series, and this is like, obviously, like, I didn't think I would be talking about it on a recorded podcast, but it does deal with like other people, and it's also reality. So we're gonna be around the city of LA, like doing recording, and you know, I like, it's all indie, like, so, and I don't have a lot of like experience or education when it comes to stuff like that. It's like, wow, release forms. But you don't have to think about that. Well, I guess, yeah, you will have to think about that in the music video, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's so indie. I'm so brand new because I'm also doing a music video shoot next weekend in the desert.
Define indie for people who are watching this.
Indie is basically independent, which is funding that is not from I guess a bank or a loan, but funding that's typically raised grassroots, either by yourself or people who are invested in you or the project.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and so like, I'm working my ass off to pay for my projects and to to pay for me to do the things, to pay for me to have an extra room dedicated to my craft. And so in hopes that that gives some sort of profit. I'm not money hungry, but we are artists, and I will not be a starving artist.
Yes, people don't understand. Well, we'll get into that in a couple of minutes, but we will be talking about budgets and what's involved with that. Intentions. Okay, we can do that.
Intentions. I think intentions. Like, are you trying to make money? Are you really trying to, bring awareness to a cause?
Definitely. Awareness, and intentionality. Be honest with your audience. If you're just trying to make a quick buck, it's not worth the investment, only because music videos and documentaries cost a lot of time and money. A Grammy or Oscar, since we're talking about films. All right, now we're gonna go into some differences. I'll start it off. Budgets. Budgets. With documentaries, they can be affordable or sometimes they can be really expensive. It depends on what type of camera gear that you're gonna get. If you need, permits to shoot at certain locations, maybe you have food involved, meal expenses, maybe you need to travel to different venues or different places that might raise up the prices on a documentary. But usually they're more affordable than music videos up front. Always definitely ask for more because you don't know what you're gonna run into. Maybe there's a rainstorm and you have to book a hotel for an extra day. Maybe there's a tornado or some type of weather condition, or maybe someone gets sick on set, someone catches COVID and might put a delay. One of my friends, he is going to be on Apple TV for a film, and he was talking about how they started the film back in 2019 and how it took them until now to get into festivals and also to get onto TV. Most movies take maybe a couple months to a year to develop one movie, and they pre-plan everything 2 to 3 years in advance. So maybe that's why that we have a lot of television going on right now. But the process of getting everything done is a lot longer. You got to get COVID tested, someone jabbing through your nose once or twice a day. Maybe for when you're rehearsing for a dance film or a music video, there could be, if one person gets sick, everybody gets sick. I'll just leave it at that. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's the flu, COVID, a runny nose, everybody up in that studio is going to get sick because it's a closed-in space. And you got to plan for that. How about for music videos?
It's the same situation, but definitely what you said is about it being cheaper. Definitely, it still don't feel cheap to me. But yeah, it definitely doesn't seem cheap to me. But yeah, so you got the budget, you got the like I'm spending I'm not gonna tell you how much I'm spending, but You pay for the space. I have to outsource because I really don't have a catalog or a go-to set of people that I like really trust yet. But that's is gonna come with time in my career. But finding the videographer, finding the director, I'm getting to a point where I do want to work with different people and just like give them my idea and then see how they would execute it. I think that's really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's amazing what you guys can put together in maybe 24 hours or 48 hours, depending on the client. Like I remember the Single Ladies music video, it was a one-take video. That means that they go straight through. And that is very difficult. And so that means as soon as you mess up, you got to start all over from the beginning.
Yeah, I have a one take. I used to do this thing on my IGTV. I think I have some of them still posted on there, but I would do one take and I would sing the song all the way through. And you would think that that's normal, but I'm more of a recording artist, and so everything I do is mostly recorded, and so I get to try over and over again to finesse my voice to sound a certain type of way in the style of the music. But I did do like a one take, and so check that out on Instagram. But yeah, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
I want to emphasize imperfections. Sometimes things are not planned. And sometimes the things that aren't planned will make it more interesting and it makes it feel real. Maybe the facial expressions are different. Maybe the way that they're moving their hands and their face and whatever could be different. Maybe the way that they're presenting themselves could be different. We can use people who are introvert versus being extrovert. I know for me, I'm an introvert. So speaking in front of the camera is a lot of work. And having to listen to my voice, editing through everything, making sure everything sounds authentic and real and human. I'm very transparent. It's a lot of work, but I feel like if I was very scripted, I don't think a lot of people would watch my music, my videos or my podcasts. And I just want to encourage other people to share their stories through audio and visual.
Yes, that part, definitely. I couldn't have said it better. My damn self.
Next topic would be gear. This includes camera, lenses. There's a lot of expenses. When I went into this, I thought the camera would be the most expensive part, but it's the lenses. And I'm just like,
oh, really?
Wow, you are investing like thousands of dollars to make sure that you get certain angles, certain styles to look a certain thing, but you do get what you pay for. Same thing with videos. As you notice, a lot of movies, music videos, or short stories, scripted series, reality TV, if the quality of video is not well and the audio is not good, people are going to turn off. And that's just a proven fact. And I have seen some TV shows, scripted shows, or reality TV where the mouth is moving and the audio is not syncing. Yeah.
Where they do that at?
A lot of people do that. That's why I said it's always good to revise through your work.
I'm so glad. Yeah. I am so petty with the syncing. Like that's the if it's anything, you can if I could be a specialty for anything, it would be syncing. Like I know how to sync video and audio really well. Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
It's a lot of moving parts. Let's see.
Over here.
What type of gear do you use for music videos?
Okay,
take us through that process.
Okay. Right now, I'm independent, so I have to keep prefacing that. So I use my iPhone. I use my iPhone 12 Pro, And my friend, he has, no, I have the 11 Pro, and they have the 12 Pro. And so they get like 4K. So like, I think it's okay. And so check out my music video, Somebody New. I did it in 2019, but that was shot on the iPhone. And yo, my friend and I, we did it. And so that's the gear that we use. That's all we needed. But when I would go back, I'm still using an iPhone. We're going to get an actual camera soon.
I was about to ask, do you think shooting with a regular camera, maybe in like the $1,000 range, I'm not sure what your budget is or your team, do you think the quality will improve and enhance your audience, or are you still comfortable using your phone?
Well, I don't really care about the audience because like I used to care, and I still in a way kind of care, but if I keep caring about it, I won't create content. And like I posted something that I was really passionate about, and it did not get the response that I was expecting. And if I really held on to that type of energy, I would never create again. And so, yeah, with all respect to the audience, I'm not doing it for the audience. I'm doing it for myself
That's
and
honest.
for the sake of the story. But so I would do it with my iPhone because to me, I can see what's going on. And it does have the quality, it has the capabilities to play with lighting. And all of this stuff is fundamental. Like when you really go and you, like, I don't have a background in video, but I've learned through YouTube University. And so,
That's right.
like, exactly. And so, like, there's so many things that you can do without this expensive stuff and still create good content. Um, and so it's just about how, like, can you be innovative? You know, how passionate are you for it? I used to like I used to make back in 2008, 2007, 2008 on YouTube. I was like just getting crazy views like before all of this stuff was like going on. Just making like parody spoof music videos.
Mm-hmm.
They're all gone. they're all gone. They're embarrassing. And but like, yeah, I was using a phone and I used to record my songs. Do you know the Dell? You know the Dell monitor computers?
Yeah.
It this one had a microphone on top of it, built
That's
into it.
cool.
And so I learned how to play Fruity Loops, and I was recording my vocals through that poor microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was doing something. And so that's that. So don't let all that stuff stop you. But it's 2021. I hear a lot of people saying the same stuff. So I really hope we don't have to tell anybody that. But like if we do, there you go. Like, you know, if you got an iPhone, use the iPhone. But like use a more better camera. Of course, when I get the budget or, you know, a nice person with money, you know, invests.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize the level of investment. It's not just your time, it's a lot of money. So applying for grants or doing projects to get your exposure out there, eventually it starts adding up. Don't waste it on some Burger King. Use it to take some classes, whether it's on LinkedIn, doing a workshop like I'm about to do. You can go to school for it. I worked for a cable station at one point for an internship. Take all those lessons learned and don't feel like you're entitled that you're the best, because no one's the best. If you notice, the biggest filmmakers, cinematographers, videographers, they perfect their craft. They still do the training. I think even for certain niches, they require you to go to school and take some courses to make sure that you're up to the latest software, making sure that you're using the latest version of Premiere Pro, LumaFusion, what else? Final Cut Pro, and some other softwares that's probably used by Windows computers or Macs. Expand your knowledge and try to cross-train yourself on different platforms, because you don't know if one project everybody's using Premiere and someone else is using Final Cut Pro. They're two different softwares, and how you navigate through them is completely different.
That part, and okay, and that is so great, and like us being in 2021, in this new digital age, like there's so many new ways for us to collaborate digitally, and to be able to have this knowledge of cross platforms is key. It's almost like as key as knowing multiple languages.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not gonna ask do you, but like definitely, like I love working digitally, and I'm looking forward to actually making it better logistically. Especially like I mentioned earlier, like I'm actually trying to build a team. Because like yeah, you need a team. Well, you need a team, but also definitely encourage you to do it yourself as well. I mean, you can't like we both experienced the DIY. But like there comes a level where it's time to because this you have to scale. You have to scale. So like, but I think you're very fortunate to be able to do these things at a lower level by yourself, because that way you've had a taste of everything and you know how to delegate. And that way, once you create a team, you can scale appropriately.
Yeah, a lot of content creators been posting up videos stating that they're walking away from apps like Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, because they feel like they're running out of ideas. But if you're posting constantly, you're not exposing yourself to the world. And I know you're familiar with Vlogmas, for example. They post every single day, but how are you going to keep that audience engaged, and how are you going to make time for yourself? Because sometimes you get lost in certain types of projects. So with my niche, documentary, I do a podcast. I'm open to doing weddings, open to doing short films, like series and stuff like that. Just diversing my portfolio and dips and dabbles, and working with different types of people, because it might motivate my work. And I'm very open that I am a dancer and a choreographer. So it's like second nature, where you're like very
you're not about to you're not about to skate by, talk about something you dance and a choreographer.
Yeah, I do a lot of things. I do everything myself, and I make everything easy for everyone. I come up with an idea. We come up with a theme. We figure out the music. We figure out the lighting, the costumes, the visuals, because you want to make the audience feel what you feel. So I believe through film, I'm able to express that with other people's stories, not just my own. We're gonna break into audience for which would be different for both music videos and documentaries. Music videos is more short-term content, like I had mentioned before earlier. People's attention span is very quick. If you notice, people pay attention more to shorter videos than they do with longer videos. Like podcasts, for example, you're going to get lower views, but you have to build trust with your potential clients. Not everyone's going to follow and subscribe you right off the bat, but what's going to keep them motivated. And I know what was good with the first podcast is that we discuss what goes on behind the scenes of music. A lot of people think it's just the beat. Some people just think it's just the lyrics and that's it, and you go on tour. But no, tours and all that, it takes months. you figure out what music that you want to do. You figure out the costumes. You figure out the set. Sometimes you have to build a set. Sometimes you have to venue. You got to figure out the lighting. You have to figure out who you're gonna. What's the word? Like, there's producers. There's the engineers. There's the set designers. There's a lot of finances.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And you get taxed on it too, and it's not free money. You pay yourself last.
Talking about that, I'm building. I can't do it. Okay. I'm not saying that.
What do you think is different for audience compared to documentaries in your perspective?
The audience?
Yes, because there is a big difference in audience. Not everyone's interested in longer film content unless it's like an action movie.
Like audience as for music videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, definitely. SZA did a music video that was 5 minutes long. It was Good Days, and I did not want to watch it. I kind of like only watched the first 30 seconds of it, and it was like, okay, I'm done. But then again, she had dropped the video like I think months after she actually dropped the single, which is a big no-no. But I don't know why she did that. Normani did the same thing with Wild Side. You can see the difference in the video, the view counts.
Yeah.
And so you would think that Normani coming out after Motivation and how successful that would be, the anticipation would be like, hey, da-da-da. But like, no, it wasn't the same. And these are just I think 3 to 4, 5 minute max videos. But
there's a lot of good things going on in the videos that you
presented. Well, Wild Side, definitely Wild Side. I don't think how long was I can't look up how long was that video, but like Wild Side. But they do a lot of stuff too. That's the thing. Cuts, a bunch of cuts. Okay, that's how you would get the audience, like to watch it all the way through if it's interesting enough. But if you, I don't know. It's I'm kind of beating on the horse. I think it's a little bit dead now, but yeah.
But it inspires me, like someone like Adele, for instance. How do you keep someone engaged with very minimalistic lighting, costume, like what they're wearing, and just a mic or a piano or whatever instruments that she plays? How do you keep your audience engaged that long? Because some of us hide behind the choreography and the fancy lighting and the set, but that is like a really true artist, in my opinion.
Story. It's gonna be story. It has to be story. That's how audience is there for a reason. And like I said, I don't care if they're there or not, but for marketing purposes, they're there and they want to be entertained. And how do you get somebody entertained, or how do you get their attention? You gotta grab it. So you grab it, you grab it with that, beginning and all that stuff. So it's a storyline, like Adele did, send your love to my new lover, send my love to your new lover. That was pretty basic, but it was cool because of how she did the like visuals. Like it was a little bit like blurred, like you're kind of drunk. And I don't know if I was just excited for the song, but yeah, the video just seemed very good. It seemed very intriguing. Like, and all she's doing is just like, blurred vision in the video. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But yeah, do you get my point? But I hope you get my point. But my other sub point is also that if the song is not good, the music video is not going to work. You don't make a music video for a song that sucks unless you're really trying to sell that song. If you're really trying to sell that song, like the only way you're going to make a music video for a song is if you're really for marketing purposes. for money purposes.
But our perception of what's good and what's bad depends on the person. So it's hard to tell. You can be like the most fantastic artist in the world. We'll say Beck, for example, when he won the Grammys and a lot of people didn't know who he was. But if you look at his portfolio, he does everything himself. And you're like, yeah, he really deserves this. Thank you for being a part of the podcast, Sedrick. We're going to drop down some of his information down below. Name some platforms that people can find your music and follow your story.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, thank you for having me on your podcast. It was such a pleasure being here. And yeah, so like my platforms are Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play, anywhere you find music on. You can find me at Sedrick K. Benton. And you can find me on Instagram at Lambardo, LAMBARDOUGH. And if you're on Clubhouse, you can find me at Sedrick K. Benton. That's that.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Have a nice one.